iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance card. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little baseball, and I'm going to throw in a little football, because how do you not throw in football this time of year? Oh my God, so much happened. So much happened last week, and I wasn't telling you about it. So I'll just touch a few things. The Dolphins released Sue. The Dominican Sue has been released by the Dolphins. I think everybody knew that was going to happen. Wow, that's big. DeMarco Murray was released by the Titans, and Derrick Henry, my boy Derrick Henry, who I've been waiting literally 2 years to be the starter, finally is going to be the starter next year. Unreal on that one. Tyrod Taylor, as you know, was traded to the Cleveland Browns. And I don't know if he's going to be their starter or their stopgap starter. My guess is stopgap starter. And Jarvis Landry goes to the Browns in a big deal, which gives them Corey Coleman and Josh Gordon and Jarvis Landry and Njoku and Duke Johnson and maybe Saquon Barkley. The Browns are turning into a little bit of a team there. Maybe they might actually win a few games there, so it's pretty exciting. But I will tell you this, so much will happen over the next few days that I promise that I will incorporate football into these podcasts. If you're waiting for baseball, I'm going to get you to baseball. I promise you that, but I can't not talk about football. I can't not talk about Richard Sherman going to the 49ers. I can't not talk about Adrian Peterson getting cut by the Cardinals. I can't do it. I have to be able to do it all for you. And that's what we'll do. So many moves. Kirk Cousins is going to sign at some point, going to get a 3-year, fully guaranteed contract. That's pretty exciting news. I wish I had one of those. Just exciting time. I mean, really, the NFL is crazy in terms of the excitement. And in the old days, when I was a kid, they never did anything. Now it's like, boom, 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 let's make trades, let's do all this stuff. Very, very exciting time for the NFL. So we will be watching it very closely. And remember, check out dynastyking.com. Look, you want to own a dynasty league in football? I love dynasty leagues. I really do. It's football year-round. You're making trades year-round. I play in 2 dynasty leagues. We will do our drafts probably in June, right? We'll let the NFL draft happen, and then we'll do our drafts in June, and it just gets the football juices rolling. I mean, by July, I'm already locked in. Seriously, I'm already locked in July because I'm reviewing draft picks from April. So it's a very exciting time. So like I said, Sue released, and we will get you more information as we have it. But right now, it is time to do the Milwaukee Brewers podcast preview. And let's start with a guy who was pretty good last year. Dare I say, he was much better than I really thought he'd be. Manny Pena. Literally 9 home runs, hit 279. I picked him up in a couple of leagues. He didn't suck. Now, I don't know if this is a mirage or he truly is this good, but let's just assume he's around last year. You could use that as a catcher. That's not going to kill you. Not going to kill you at all. And a great lineup, so I have no problem with Manny Pena. First base, Eric Thames comes back from Korea, and he just jacks the ball in the first month. And then he slows down because he can't hit lefties. But I do think there's a job for him hitting righties. So will I draft Thames? Yeah, I probably should get 20 home runs because he'll bat about 400 at-bats against righties. Now, will they get Jesus Aguilar in there? Maybe. Ryan Braun? Maybe. I think there's certainly a spot for Braun, but we'll see what happens. But Thames will be there, at least in the beginning of the year, hitting against righties. At second base, I think Jonathan Villar was a really, really big disappointment last year. So in 2016, this guy had 19 home runs, 63 RBIs, 62 stolen bases in at 285. He was going in the late second, early third round last year. And then he really just dropped a big bomb. I mean, laid a big stinky egg. 241, 11 home runs, 40 RBIs, 23 stolen bases. You're going to do that, dude. I know he was injured. I get that. But that plate discipline was terrible. The batting average was terrible. The run scored was terrible. And we need you to get 40 stolen bases. I think he gets 40 stolen bases this year. I think he gets back to that number. But I'll tell you this. I don't fully trust him. I like him. I don't love him. Like, don't love. I love Orlando Arcia. I really love Orlando Arcia. This is a very good young hitter. Here's the problem. Problem with Orlando Arcia is they tend to bat him lower in the order. If this guy's batting second, I'm all in on him. Batting eighth, I like him not as much. He couldn't get it hit. Let me check out his game log last year, see if I'm mistaken. Yeah, so it was May 18th last year, and this guy's hitting 217. I mean, that's how bad it got. And then he started to hit. And then he started to hit. And at the end of the year, he's hitting 277. So what does that tell you? He's picking it up. There was more power. There was more speed. He's not a bad player. I like Arcia. $8 to $12 in the draft. I think he's solid as a rock. Travis Shaw came over to the Brewers from the Red Sox. And I think he was a monumental surprise. I don't think they expected to get this kind of player. This guy had big power. He stole 10 bases. He looked good in the middle of that lineup. I have no problem with Travis Shaw this year. He's one of my favorite third basemen. I think he's just under the top guys. You know, people will take Anthony Rendon. I'm okay taking Travis Shaw. I think he's a really good player. Speaking of really good players, Christian Yelich is my dude this year. I love this guy. I think he's a terrific hitter, and he's finally in a better park where the coach is going to let him run, a manager is going to let him run. This is a guy who can go 25-25 and hit you like 290. I am enthralled with Christian Yelich. I'm all in on him this year. All he needs to do is stay healthy. I like Lorenzo Cain. Speaking of staying healthy, here's the problem with Lorenzo Cain. He can't stay healthy, but when he can, this guy hits 300. This guy gets 15 home runs. He steals 25 bases. He scores 90 runs. He's great. Now, here's the problem why Eric Thames may be in big trouble. The Brewers have Ryan Braun, who they can't get rid of because they owe him a lot of money, right? He's got a big old stinky contract, right? And secondly, he can still hit. I mean, he's not the Ryan Braun of old, but he can still hit in the middle of that lineup, so they can't get rid of him. I mean, maybe he gets 20 home runs, maybe he gets 80 RBIs, maybe he steals 15 bases. And then they've got a kid, Domingo Santana, who can wreck the ball. I mean, literally wreck the ball. So this is a guy with a lot of power as well. So how do you get them all in the lineup? Well, you platoon players. So maybe Thames plays a little bit against righties, Braun plays first base against lefties, Santana comes in. You mix and match, and then you wait for the inevitable injury because somebody will get injured, and then you have guys. But I really like Domingo Santana as well. And I didn't even mention another guy who I like is Hernan Perez. I really like Hernan Perez a lot. Hernan Perez is, this guy gets hits. He's got power. He's got speed. I'm a fan. So I think this guy can absolutely make a difference because he qualifies a lot of positions, which I like, right? So look at Hernan Perez and see where he qualifies in your league. 31 games at third base, qualifies in the outfield, 17 at second base, 7 at shortstop. That's a usable piece. That's a Swiss Army knife, right? That's a Swiss Army knife. All right, at closer, they have Corey Neville. I mean, this guy is a pretty good pitcher. Had a lot of walks, though. Not going to lie. 53 innings, 24 walks. I apologize. 40 walks in 76 innings, but he struck out a ton of guys. 126. He's got a big, big arm, and he throws the ball very well. I like him. Didn't let up a lot of hits. Few too many, had 6 home runs in 76 innings, but I like him. I like Josh Hader. Don't be a hater. I like Josh Hader. Looked great in the bullpen last year. This is a guy who they could barely touch this guy when he was in the bullpen. I think he's found a home there. I think Jacob Barnes is interesting. And Matt Albers. How about Matt Albers? Do you remember Matt Albers' numbers last year? They were microscopic. 61 innings, 35 hits, 63 strikeouts, 17 walks, won 7 games. I mean, he's 35, so he can lose it at any moment. But you have Hader and you have Albers and you have Barnes, and that's a pretty good bullpen. They're going to need the bullpen because their pitching staff is terrible. Jimmy Nelson's going to be out at least until the All-Star game. He's not ready. Okay? He's not ready at all. I like Chase Anderson, but do I love Chase Anderson? I like him. I think he had a really big year last year, but I'm not sure he's that good, right? He had an ERA of 2.74 and a whip of 1.09. That's pretty amazing. I think he's a good, solid pitcher, but those numbers seem a little high. I think it's going to go up until about 3.2, 3.3 this year, maybe a 1.18 whip. Zach Davies, I liked going into last year. I did. But I looked at him as Kyle Hendricks light, and then he just struggled at first, and then he settled down. So let me see the game log here, because I know I had him on some teams. Yet he was absolutely vile until about July 19th. And then he started to pick it up after July 19th. So until that point, he was decimating your team. I mean, this guy killed me in more ways than wartime. So I'm not touching him this year. Jules Chassin, he's okay, but I don't trust him. I like Brandon Woodruff. They got Junior Guerra and Wade Miley. I don't know, just a bunch of guys in this bullpen. And then the starting rotation, I just don't trust. I like the bullpen. I like the closer a lot. And I love the offense. I mean, VR, Shaw, Arcia, Yelich, Kane, Braun, Santana. These guys can all bring it. These guys can absolutely all bring it. It's a good offensive team. So the Brewers are going to win a lot of games with their offense. Their pitchers, they're going to pray they go 5-6 innings. And then you've got your Jeremy Jeffries and your Jacob Barnes and your Matt Albers and your Josh Hader. And you try to get a couple of innings from these guys to get to Neville. And you try to get this win. That's how you do it. I mean, this is how a team competes without a great staff. Is Jimmy Nelson good? Sure, Jimmy Nelson's a good pitcher, but he's not going to be around to the All-Star break. I'm not bidding on Jimmy Nelson. Somebody in your league will. It won't be me. What if he's not ready by the All-Star break and now it's August? What did I pay $5 for? Nothing. I mean, Anderson, Davies, Chassin, come on. I like Anderson, but the rest? Very, 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 very average. But you know what's not average? ScoutFantasySports.com. We are way above average. We are going to help you win your fantasy baseball leagues. We're going to help you win in DFS. We're going to give you those picks with VegasWhispers.com. We're just coming out real soon. Really excited about VegasWhispers.com. Been on the mark there. We have so much to offer you guys. So much to offer you. Be part of what we're doing. ScoutFantasySports.com. Sean Childs updating his stuff daily. Adam Ronas churning out the articles. I'm giving you the articles, the podcast that you need. Quick hits. Boom. 10, 15 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. What do you need to go to your draft? I'm giving you the same stuff I use myself. Right? I'm not telling you don't get Zach Davies and I'm drafting him. I'm telling you I'm not taking him either. But Josh Hader, I'm not a hater. I'll take a guy in the bullpen. I'm good with that. If your league has holds or if there's any value from your guys in setup men, he's pretty good. All right? That's what we do at Scout Fantasy Sports. We give you the players you need to help you win your fantasy leagues. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back with so much more because that's what I do at ScoutFantasySports.com. This is Dr. Roto saying be well, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit ScoutFantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!